Hello and welcome to another video. This week I will be doing a memory planning spread in my Erin Condren Vertical Neutral Life Planner for the week of May the 13th through May the 19th. So I have been planning this week, preparing for this week for a very long time. When I show you the kit soon, I hope, here we go. I will be using someday I'll show you the kit. The Birthday Babe kit from Scribble Prints Co. It was originally part of a mystery subscription art package thing, and then she reformatted it last summer. And I bought it then because I loved the full boxes. I loved the pinks and the golds and the dog and it was so cute. I love this art. I bought it. It was the first SPC kit I ever bought. I don't buy many of them. They're a little expensive. But I bought this one because I loved it, and I have been saving it since then to use somehow, some way for something. Like I didn't even plan in a vertical kind of format consistently. I mean, this past year since I bought this kit, my planning style has changed a ton. I've done certain things and I've stopped doing other things, and at different points in my planning, this kit was and was not useful to me. But at this time, once I started doing these memory planning things, it's actually quite perfect because I love this kit, and that means I can put it in this scrapbook format to kind of collect and just keep it here really pretty. Whereas if I had put it in a more functional planner, then I might have had to move some stuff around. Things might have gotten scratched out. It would not be as pretty as it is here, and I really love this artwork, so I really wanted to do something really pretty with this kit. And so to start, I am using this floral washi tape at the bottom from Simply Gilded with hot gold bows, and this tape is from the Simply Gilded and the Planner Sophisticate collaboration package. It was a set of 4 washi tapes. I missed the initial release, but eventually managed to hunt down the whole set one by one on the buy sell trade groups, and I really love this set. I like this floral. I think my favorite washi from the set though is the Planner Supplies washi tape, where they have the little planners and the pens on the washi tape. That one is probably my favorite. But I also really love this floral, and I thought that it went really well with this kit and the pinks that were going on in this whole situation. And then I just used the washi that came in the kit at the bottom and trimmed it to fit. And I did that on the left side, and then I also did the exact same thing on the right side. And I am widening out the lines at the bottom because the washi tape is thin and transparent, so they would have shown through. And then the Scribble Prints Co. sticker paper is also, it feels really thick, but for some reason it also acts very thin because lines show through it. And so this pattern was pretty light and not incredibly busy, so I was worried about those lines showing through, and I widened them out. Also, sometimes on the right hand side of the page, there's the sidebar bottom washi and then the spread bottom washi, and there's kind of the division between the sidebar and the rest of the week. And in the kit washi, that is initially it's already divided because you have the strip of washi meant to cover just the first 3 days, and then the little extra bit of washi that is meant to just be full box sized. Whereas my strip of Simply Gilded washi actually covers the whole right side, and I could have cut that little gap in to match, but I decided not to because I really loved this washi tape and I wanted things to be continuous more than I wanted the Simply Gilded tape dimensions to match the Scribble Prints Co. tape dimensions. Then I am putting on these date covers. I'm only okay with Scribble Prints Co. date covers. I'm not the biggest fan of the font, but I just wanted to use the whole kit. Honestly, I spent a lot of money on it, so I wanted to use as many aspects of the kit as I possibly could, and that meant I was not willing to trade out the date covers for anything. Across the top, I'm putting these marble and gold bow headers from CD Stickers. They are on Nikki Plans, I think. I don't remember. I know the code you put in is Nikki, but I don't know exactly which Nikki in the world it is. But it's her freebie for Sadie's stickers. You put her name in the notes to seller, and you can get this cute little freebie. It comes with 7 headers, and that was all I needed since I decided to put just the headers along the top. I did have the whole glitter sampler for the Scribble Prints Co. kit, but I decided that I didn't really want to use it, and I didn't have to because the pinks in that sampler are really versatile. I'm sure I could pull them into another spread some other time, and so I decided that I didn't want to use them here. In the top left full box quote box section, I put the full box that says "Happy Birthday, Babe" because it looks kind of like a quote, so I just decided to stick it up there. And then at the bottom of the sidebar, I put another full box. I did add on the fashion girls for this spread because I wanted to have the girl with the brunette hair and the slightly more medium skin toned, because that is more closely matches my own hair and skin tone color. And the girl in the initial full box set was blonde. And I don't know what I'm doing next. This video is also unusually long. I'm still at 3 times speed, but at almost an hour, and I don't know why the spread took me twice as long as most of my spreads. I think I was just trying to be extra careful with it because I wanted it to come out very nice. I also added lots of elements that I had to find, like some foiled stuff, and things like that. It took me a while to decide if I really did only want to have the marble headers at the top, and I decided to stick with that, but I think here I'm deliberating a ton. I don't remember what I was thinking about. Probably full boxes. So I start with these heels on Monday, and I think I did that because I had an interview on this day, and every time there are heels in a kit, I put it on my interview days. I had a lot of them last semester just because they seem professional even though these are party shoes, and just remind me of like the interviews I had to do for that day. Yeah, full boxes took me a long time for this spread. I knew that on Sunday, I don't know if I do this yet, but I do know that on Sunday I eventually knew that I wanted to put the gift box full box because that was my birthday day is on Sunday. At the bottom here I put this rose floral bouquet thing, and I don't really know why I did that. I think it was just the one that fit best. So I wanted the balloon full box to be at the top of the page because like balloons float, and then I had to have 2 boxes next to each other to get the full box scene in here somewhere, but it couldn't be on the weekend because Sunday was the day that I was using the gift box, and so I do put the double box on Thursday and Friday, which is kind of a strange place to put them. I feel like lots of people put the full boxes like across Wednesday and Thursday, over on Saturday and Sunday, and I'm sure other places, but like that's where I see them happen a lot. But I put them on Thursday and Friday, and then I had to fill in other spaces. So as I mentioned, the balloons do end up going at the top. They go on Wednesday. I end up putting the dog box down on Saturday. I don't know which one I put next. The balloons. And I just really like the dog. I thought it was really cute, so I wanted to make sure to put it in here. Yeah, it was the full boxes that took, I don't know why they took me so long, but they did. And I like the fact that I didn't use glitter headers, so I could line the full boxes up to whichever part of the actual boxes I wanted to. Sometimes it depends on where my glitter headers are that determine where my full boxes are, but here, even though I'm mostly stuck to the grid spacing of the Erin Condren for the distribution of my full boxes, because I did not add the glitter headers, I feel like it makes the spread feel more organic and less geometric than when there are all the glitter headers that mark out the 3 boxes per day. And so I like that because I could have randomly scattered the boxes, but that freaks me out. I'm not comfortable doing that yet because of spacing. I'm worried spacing will get weird. Whereas for these boxes, I have kind of a formula for how to spread things out based on how many tasks that I have each day that I want to put in. And not putting the glitter headers gave me some of the organic feeling of scattering the boxes independent of the Erin Condren boxes, but without the strict structuring of having all the glitter headers in here. That's all the stuff I was thinking about. That's why this took me so long, because I was thinking about that. But then in the top left, I'm whiting out that corner so that I can put the glitter flag here. I only have one of them because past me used the other glitter flag to mark something elsewhere, because I wasn't using an Erin Condren at the time, and I didn't think I ever would. Honestly, I didn't think there would ever be any reason I would want to use an Erin Condren vertical. And so I used that flag because I was like, I'll never have to cover up 2 Erin Condren flags. I'll just use one of these for something else. And then here we are. I have 2 Erin Condren flags and only 1 flag. But that's fine. I end up just whiting out the other one. I learned why this video was so long. The first video clip that I had actually was not sped up. So we have been watching me planning in real time, which is why it looked like it was taking so long, because I thought I was at 3 times speed and it was still taking forever. And I was like, how did it take me even 3 times longer than this to get everything down? It didn't. I did not have things sped up. Now I do. The video got shortened and we'll continue at this speed. So much more quickly than I put down the date covers, I'm putting down the date numbers. These are from a $2 Tuesday from Nettie Designs. They are her large date numbers that I got in the gold foil. She is on Etsy. I think I have her link down below. I really liked her foil. I really love her $2 Tuesday deals. I think she has some very reasonably priced foil, and the quality is really nice, and I really love these date numbers because they're big. I did not expect to love the large foil date numbers as much as I do. I'm sad that I only bought these in gold because I'm not sure they're a regular item in her shop. I should look into that because I do really like them, but when I bought them, they were a $2 Tuesday and they came with just one set, and I bought them because I was running low on gold foiled date numbers. So I only bought them in gold. Now I wish I had bought them in the other colors because I do like having the larger numbers. Also, not on the screen anymore, but while I was talking, I put on the weekend banner. And Scribble Prints Co. has a really delicately script weekend banner, which is okay. I like it. I don't like the glitter on this, I think, as much as I would hope. But it looks nice, and I put it down in the bottom washi area so that it wouldn't take up space on my days because I did a lot this week. And so the first thing I'm putting on every day is that I'm putting one of the medium sized, not the thickest washi strips, but thicker washi strips down on the lowest part of the days so that I can put these birthday countdown foiled scripts down. I recently bought these from Scribble Prints Co. They are from the newer foil script releases. So she used to have all those scripts that had J. Crew Plans handwriting on them, and this is a new kind of script that she's been releasing. And I used the birthday countdown scripts, which I bought only in gold because I knew I was using this kit. I've had this kit since last June, and so I knew that I wanted to pair it with gold foil. And so I'm just putting those down. I start with 6 days until my birthday from Monday and go all the way down to my birthday on Sunday. And I really like how that turned out. I don't use countdowns almost ever. There's nothing I want to count down towards, but I wanted to bring more foil into this spread, so I did buy those scripts. Then I thought about using these confetti full box overlays. I bought them for this spread. I thought they would look really nice. But these full boxes are actually so busy on their own, even without foiled elements. And those confetti full boxes, the foil was super thick on it. that I felt like anything on top of these full boxes that wasn't more delicate would completely overwhelm them, and I didn't have any other like overlays that I wanted to use. So I just didn't put any at all because the ones that I had bought were too big. And I like how it came out anyway, but I was testing those for a little while in the frame. Starting on Monday, I'm putting down this full box to mark that I had to visit a school for an interview. I had to drive down there the day before, and you saw that in last week's video. And I marked that with this Out and About girl from The Fox and Pip. And I also just noted that the sample class I did for this school was really fun. I think that in all the sample classes I've done for my interviews, maybe like 5 or so in total, most of them are really fun, and I think they've gotten better because every time I go into a class I have a better idea of how I want to organize material. I've organized it better because I've spent more time in the past like trying to organize the material, and so everyone I think that I do is better than the last one, and this was the last one that I did for this year before I stopped going to interviews, and it was fun. I liked it. Then I'm using this car icon to mark that we had to drive home, and then this quarter box to mark that I got more Avengers toys on the drive home. They were promoting the Endgame movie in McDonald's by putting Avengers little plastic toys in Happy Meals, and so I really loved those toys and I wanted to have a few of them, and so I bought some Happy Meals even though I don't usually eat fast food like ever. I live maybe a block and a half from a McDonald's, but I don't go there ever. But we were on the road and we were never on the road, and I never eat fast food, but they had these Avengers toys, so I bought some so that I could get them. Then I also wanted to mark that it rained on this day. It rained a lot, and I hate the rain. And so when it rains a lot and I find myself really, really hating the rain, I mark it because it was a big event for the day, me trying to avoid the rain. The other thing I marked for this half box is Super Stress Busters at my school, with a smiling Chloe sticker from Ramona and Friends, and also noting that at Super Stress Busters I had a walking taco. So Super Stress Busters I mentioned last week's video, I think, where I thought we were doing one, and then it turns out that that wasn't the event I expected it to be. Super Stress Busters at my college is this big event they do during finals period where it's kind of like a carnival. Like sometimes there are games, there are lots of activities to do, lots of food to eat, and you stop and you go and you take a break from studying to go to this event. And it always has a theme. This one was like rainforest or something. And one of the foods they had there was called a walking taco, and I really, really wanted to go to this event because I had no idea what a walking taco was. It's like, the way they made it here was, it was a bag of Fritos that they crunched up a little bit, opened, and put taco fillings inside. So they added ground beef, lettuce, tomatoes, avocado, salsa, whatever you wanted to add inside. They added it, and it was so good. I had 2 of them, and I would have gotten more. I got full, but it was so good. I love that idea. The Fritos have a lot of salt, so they're super salty, and it's not something I would ever eat like regularly, but for this event, at this like special event, it was super fun, and I liked having that. I really only go to Super Stress Busters for the food. It's always a lot of fun. Over on Tuesday, I marked that we slept in that day, in part because we were at Super Stress Busters kind of late on Monday, and then we slept in on Tuesday. With this flag and a little rocket sticker, I'm going to mark that I worked on an astronomy problem set. I think I space everything out before I write it in, because it was really weird to me to deal with this long 2-box length space but not have the glitter header division. And so I put all my stickers down first so that I could see where everything was. So I put 2 flags down to mark some astronomy work that I did, then a half box to mark a grocery trip, and then I filled in the rest of the space with some little things because I was starting to run out of room, and I was glad that I had decided to put the stickers down first. before writing things in because the spacing was not working out how I originally thought it would, and so I had to finagle some things. Yeah, so there's that rocket sticker, and then also a planet sticker thingy, because both of these things are for astronomy work. First, a problem set that I was working on, and then a review session I went to because our final was on Thursday, I think. Then that quarter box, I add a shopping cart icon and mark that we went to Big Y twice, which is weird. It's so close to the apartment that we kind of hop over there every time we forget like anything during our regular grocery run. So we're there usually a few times a week because we forget a lot of things. But on this particular day, we went twice in one day, which is highly unusual, and I wanted to mark that. Then I also added that I reviewed some slides while I was studying. We worked on making a chicken marinade and also queso. I don't know why we decided to make those things that day, but they were good. The chicken marinade was for chicken to cook the next day, and then the queso was a Chili's skillet queso knockoff, like homemade recipe that we make, and it was really good. Then one of the first things I wanted to mark on Wednesday was that I took a nap, and I don't actually know why I took a nap. I was tired, I guess. Then I am putting down this book quarter box thingamajigger to mark that I reviewed my notes for The Sound and the Fury for my English class. And then I put that quarter box up at the top to mark that I did some more studying for astronomy. And I think like Tuesday I spend a lot of time making sure my spacing is right. So yeah, studying for astronomy, Sound and the Fury. And then this quarter box I put down there to mark that I was not happy with one of my professors. I went to visit him. I spent all day, first of all, waiting for him because I had emailed him the previous day saying that I would be around the science center and would like to stop by and talk to him. And I expected him to reply, "Oh, I'm busy at this time, so I'll be in my office on these times." But he never did, so I was waiting all day and eventually just stopped by his office, and he was there and he was talking to another student, so I waited for him to finish and then I stopped by. And I was just like, why didn't you reply to my email? Because I've been here all day and I didn't know what you were here, and if you're gonna be here, you could have replied to my email. So I was mad, and then when I did talk to him, he basically told me that what I was working on wasn't worth working on anymore. Like, it was so late in the semester, I should put my focus somewhere else. And I was like, well, that would have been good to know had you responded to my email earlier, and I could have stopped by earlier and I would already be done with this because I have been working on it all morning. But I didn't want to write that in a video on the internet, so I just put this little frowny face, and that F right there, you can probably figure out what that stands for, and then the professor's name, which I also didn't write on camera. Then at the bottom, I have a quarter box, and then that planner, like tiny little thing that comes in the Scribble Prints Co-kits to mark that I worked on memory planning. And then beneath that, I have this appointment label thingy that just a random sticker I put as a backdrop to the fact that this morning the toilet made some crazy scary sounds. Like, I flushed it and the whole thing kind of shook, and deep inside, like the plumbing, there was this weird gurgle, and I thought I had broken something. I did not understand what could have happened, but we've had plumbing trouble in the past. Like, it's an old apartment and we did get lots of stuff replaced. Like, the landlord replaced some stuff and had a plumber come by like 2 times. So I didn't know how anything could have happened since then, because things should have been like updated. But it freaked me out until I noticed that there were people outside working in like the sewers. Like, they had the sewer grate up and big machines and stuff, and so someone somewhere was fixing and working on something down the line of the plumbing that was affecting my toilet when I flushed it. But oh my god, it scared me so much because it was a scary sound, and then I thought, oh my god, something has happened, like the landlord will have to come look at it. When we first moved in, there were like 2 weeks where we could not use the bathroom in our apartment and had to go to like local restaurants and stuff during the day, and then just hope we didn't have to use the bathroom at night because we could not use it because the plumbing was broken. And we finally got that fixed, and I did not want that to happen again. So that finally, like, that was not the case, and I was really relieved that that was not what had happened. Moving on to Thursday, I marked that I was up super early because I had to take my astronomy final, and there was not any math on it. I was so happy. I like math. I'm good at math. Most math, up to a point. Calculus is like my height. That's where I'm like best at calculus. Beyond that, I've taken the classes, I can do it, but I don't enjoy it nearly as much. And in this class, we were talking about general relativity, which brings in some just crazy kinds of math, and general relativity and I have not ever gotten along, and I was behind in this class because of all the interviews I've been on and just the struggle I have with it inherently, and the professor that I did not like. So I was really worried about this final. I needed to do well on it to do well in the class, and I did do well on it. I got a B+. I was so excited, and that was in part because I studied the information, like facts and figures, super hard, and then when there wasn't any like calculation problems, I had it. I was like, phew, I don't have to do any of these calculations. I can just focus on putting down absolutely everything I know about black holes. And since I practically memorized the Wikipedia page, it was a lot. It was like 2 or 3 pages, and I got it. I got most of the points, and so happy about that. Also on Thursday, I had a call with the school. I stopped by a cafe near the bus stop that I don't usually stop by because it's expensive, but I was up so early and I wanted like a fancier coffee, so I went to the cafe to buy coffee from them. Even though I didn't buy a fancy coffee, I bought their regular coffee, but like it wasn't coffee that I made, so it felt fancy, and I went to do that morning. I also got my impression box this day. This was for the lavender box. And then I memory planned, and I confirmed with my professor that I was passing astronomy. Like, he replied to an email I sent about what should I do forward. Do I have to turn in more work? Am I passing? I just need to pass the class because I need to graduate. And he was like, yeah, you're totally doing fine. And at the end of the day, I don't remember what grade I got in that class, but it was not as bad as it could have been. It's a safe pass. That's all I needed. I'm done with it forever. I don't ever want to see him again. Then on Friday, I was working on a paper all day for one of my professors as a final, and I placed my first night's planner action order for inserts that I actually haven't used. I don't really like the staple binding. This is for the Hobonichi Weeks inserts that she has, and the paper is okay, but I'm so used to the paper I print on for my inserts that I didn't actually like it. It was a little too thick, a little too coarse, and I haven't used it yet. Also, the types of inserts I bought actually aren't as useful as I thought they would be, and so I really haven't used them. Then I used this little Celeste to mark that I placed the largest Scribble Prints Co. I've ever placed. Like, I don't know what I was doing. I just bought a ton of foil from Scribble Prints Co. on this day because, I don't know, I was stressed about finals since I was procrastinating by going on the Scribble Prints Co. website, and the next thing I knew, I'd placed like a really big order. So I wanted to mark that. And then I used this mark book thing to mark that I studied the Pliny letter that my Latin class had been working on, and also marked with a half box that my boyfriend and I played Skyrim with the controller, which was new because we had been all of our gaming up until that point had mostly been on PC with a mouse and keyboard, and he did most of that, like most of the controls. But we switched to playing Skyrim with the controller, and it has changed my life. I love playing Skyrim with the controller so much more than with the mouse and keyboard, and I don't know why. It's easier for me to memorize the buttons, and I'm still not good at that. I still freeze and like press all the wrong buttons, but it was much worse with a keyboard and mouse than with the controller, so it works out better. On Saturday, unsurprisingly, I slept in, and then we went grocery shopping on this day, like we do most Saturdays, and I marked with a like script quarter box thing and a Ramona sticker that I studied on Latin on this day. And I didn't study that much Latin because right after I took my Latin final in the afternoon, and that went surprisingly well. It was not that hard. Mostly because we were translating passages from texts we had already read, plus which I basically memorized. Like, my Latin's not very good. And then we had to translate from scratch one passage that was new to us and that we hadn't seen before, and that also wasn't that bad. It was from an author we had read before, so I had an idea of like their style and the kinds of things they talk about, and then enough of the vocabulary was familiar that I pieced together something that got me a good score in the class. So that's all I needed to know. After that, I studied for my English final, which would be the next day. I used this little bed icon to mark that we slept at the dorm this day, because my final was so early the next day that I wouldn't be able to get there. There also weren't buses, so I didn't want to have to take a taxi to and from, so we slept on campus Saturday. And we started Westworld on that day, which is surprising because Westworld has taken us so long to get through, because the first half of the first season to us was like super slow, and so it took us a really long time to get through that. And then it got really good in like the second half of the first season, and has slowed down considerably in the first half of the second season. And so we're on like season 2 episode 3 or something, and it's slow going. I've been watching a lot of movies because Westworld is not that exciting right now. Then I put down this checklist to mark that I had a lot of things that I wanted to mark. I also put down my season 8 episode 6 tracker of Game of Thrones, and that was the last one. The series finale of Game of Thrones was on my birthday. It was crazy. It was a big event. Then I also marked like lots of the things that we did for my birthday. So first I had to take my English final, which was my last final of my undergraduate career ever. Very glad to get that out of the way. We went to Desperados, which is a Mexican restaurant nearby that gives you a free entree for your birthday. I was excited about that. I went there last year, went there this year. It's like the only Mexican restaurant within like a 10-mile radius of where I live. I also took a nap. I put down this time for gifts sticker to mark that my boyfriend got me a couple of birthday gifts, a necklace, a coffee cup warmer because I take a long time to drink my coffee, and a foldable table that we can bring in and out to play games. And so that was fun. Then I marked cake and death because he made me a chocolate cake and we ate it and felt very bad afterwards. But it was so good, and like we ate too much and it was crazy, but it was also a lot of fun. It was a late night. We were up late this day. We also made steak and we played Skyrim, which I mark at the bottom. And yeah, I would love to hear in the comments what you guys thought about the Game of Thrones series finale if you watched it. In general, I think not like uniquely. I was underwhelmed by the overall season 8. I did not like it. However, the final episode I was okay with. Like the way things actually ended, I was like, yeah, okay, this is fine. I just wish that there had been more in between, that season 8 had been different leading up to the final episode, but I was not unhappy with the final episode. I'm ending this spread by putting some pink and gold Simply Gilded 5mm washi across the top. And yeah, I'm going to fill in the sidebar here with a couple more like washi strips because I wanted to put a bit more what's it called, foil in the spread. I really wanted it to be a really foily spread, but it actually turned out to be just a very pink spread, which I'm not at all unhappy about because pink is my favorite color. So this is how it turned out. I really liked it. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and I will see you next time. Bye!